Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, bringing you my review for Beta Ray Bill Issue 4. And I really enjoyed this issue. It did a nice job of kind of getting us through where we kind of ended off last issue and setting us up for the kind of epic conclusion that we shall have in the next one. So we start off and we see that Bill is in some kind of weird spot. We see him kind of walking up in his normal kind of form before transforming into the horse form that we usually know, and him just kind of screaming it out. But he then wakes up and we see that Scuttlebutt's like, things are going really weird. I don't have access to like all of my sensors and shit, but like we are trapped in here, and you were like trapped by this entity in some kind of dream state. So we kind of have to go through, move, and figure out like what's going on with Scourge and Pip and all that. Well, they're trying to figure out what's going on with the monster kind of entity thing that's a pretty much squid ass thing. Bill's able to kind of look at it and like, this thing's fucking weird. And it's like darkness all around, so it's a kind of eldritch kind of monstrosity that's using its like fears to like trap people and trap its prey. And they're trying to get to kind of like the source of it being able to do this kind of infection throughout the ship. And they get into one portion where they see Beta Ray Bill having his first fight with Thor and all that. It's like, oh, okay, evidently it had gotten into the records and is using Bill's past kind of like against him to stop him going forward. He's like, and Scuttlebutt's like, the only way we can go is like forward, and they kind of like lead through. So we saw the whole Thor bit, which was a nice kind of action scene that we saw. Then we see him getting changed, and that was just the art's really well done of like showing how kind of like nasty it was for him to get like changed into his horse form. He also gets shown his mother telling him, I concede there's a great warrior inside of you. You have done a great thing for your people to be transformed like this, but the heartbreak that you have, I see it too, and it breaks my heart as well. It's like a big thing is how Bill kind of views himself. And it's a really good job that this team's been doing, because at first I'm like, Bill's going after like a weapon so that way he can transform himself just to pretty much have sex with Sif. But the thing is, it's how he views himself and how he hates himself for looking like that. And kind of going and exploring that a little bit more is a good kind of portion of this. And I like how this really deals with that. And how we saw how his mother tried to like talk to him about it before, of course, we then cut and showed that like Surtur was going after Bill's homeworld and everything. That's a giant, awesome splash page. But they're able to get to the entity's kind of like controlling thing on Scuttlebutt, and they like Bill uses the axe that Scuttlebutt gave him to cut through it. She's able to kind of get everything back and situated a little bit, but she doesn't have enough full control and pretty much just tries to land it. Scourge and Pip, of course, get up like, what the hell's going on? And Bill looks out, cracks open the thing, and we see that they are in the depths of Muspelheim, and that they are at where Twilight is. Sword in the stone kind of style. Now Scuttlebutt tries one last time to be like, listen, I understand what your mother saw in you. I see it too. You don't need to do this. But Bill, of course, is like, I can't see what you and my mother saw in me. And this is the only way for me to kind of look forge that for myself. And it really goes to show how even our own perceptions of ourselves can warp how we see ourselves. Whereas, like, anyone in Asgard and even, like, Thor would see Bill as this great and compassionate warrior who shouldn't really need to even think about, like, how he looks like this. It's a big part of, at least in this story, how he's trying to deal with this, because he can't switch since Stormbreaker was destroyed, and he wants to be able to be that best version of himself, where he can be the warrior when he needs to be, and be what he considers normal as he was before he was changed. So he goes up, he touches the blade, but it kind of blasts him back, and then we hear this giant ominous voice being like, oh, you think you are worthy enough to wield the omnipotence of this blade? So evidently it'll come down to a contest of him, Bill versus Surtur, to see who will wield Twilight's blade. It's like, oh shit. And how he looks is pretty fucking awesome. I'm like, alright, I'm digging this. It took a while for the art style to kind of grow on me. Now, granted, not with the action scenes. The action scenes are very fluid and very awesome. It's just, it's different to the kind of style that I'm used to, but I really like them showing how Surtur looked here. So, the last issue is going to be this giant thing of Bill testing his metal against Surtur with, of course, Scuttlebutt, the axe that Scuttlebutt has made for him, and see how kind of Scourge and Pip kind of factor into this and what's going to be going on. So I'm like, all right, let's kind of see how this goes. So those are my opinions on the issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me. Also like and subscribe, and I hope you have a good day.